Hey guys, this is part one of my division predictions. This is going to be the AL West first. Mariners always in last. Don't even have to talk about why they haven't really been all that good. I know they added Paxton, but what else do they really have? And is Paxton really going to carry? It isn't really going to carry them over top. He might teach some of the young pitchers. That's about all I think is going to happen. They may win some games with Paxton, but in a long season, I don't see it happening. Uh, I don't see him going to carry them to the playoffs. Okay, third place, I got the Astros. The Astros really rely on pitching. Plus, they lost one of their key bats, George Springer, who's a key leadoff man, who's a big part of getting things going for them. He was one of the super clutch players on the team. Come playoff time, he was lethal, and actually, I'll say he and Correa are the best players, and especially since the cheating scandal, since getting caught for cheating, and on that offense, and they lost one of those guys. That's gonna be a huge hit. Plus, Franmil Valdez and Verlander are gonna be out for a considerable amount of time. For Valdez, it looks like it's gonna be the whole season. He's having multiple surgeries on his finger, and he's not gonna be able to pitch for a while. Verlander just came off of Tommy John, uh, and I don't think he'll ever be the same. He's already starting to throw more. He's able to throw now after like 5 months, but it's gonna be still a long wait before he's back. And meanwhile, the A's added a better bullpen. I think, well, back to Astros. Odorizzi is not a replacement for either of those guys. I mean, they still have Greinke, but Greinke is elite. Odorizzi is not. They lost two of their three elite pitchers that they rely on starting pitching. Like that's just how they work, and they don't have that, and they're lost a big chunk of that. It's gonna hurt them. I guess McCullers is streaky. He didn't even pitch well in the playoffs, even though he got a few wins. So you kind of get the picture. Their pitching and losing Springer were big hits. Um, on to the A's, who I think are going to get first place. So I'll go back to the Angels. Spoiler: Angels get second place in the division. Um, the A's have the same rotation basically, plus Puck. And AJ Puck is going to be great. He's a very hard throwing right-hander. He's dealt with some injuries, but it looks like he's gotten completely healthy. It took a year off to get healthy. I think he'll be back. I've seen him pitch as a reliever, and he was a beast. On the other hand, and also I forgot about the Rangers. There's not even much to talk about them. They lost a bunch of good players. Yeah, they lost Lance Lynn. That's pretty much the dagger. They did get Chris Davis, which he's streaky. They're thinking about cutting him though because of bad spring training. So I'm kind of going all over the place, but yeah, the Rangers aren't going to do well. Their best player is Chris Davis at this point, and Joey Gallo. Two big bats, but they also have a high strikeout rate. That's not going to help them. And they've unjuiced the ball a little bit this year, is what they're saying, is what the commissioner said. And so that's going to hurt that home run hitting lineup. And guess what? The A's got Elvis Andrus out of the Chris Davis trade, and so they finally have. And I know they lost Semyon, but I don't think he'll ever have another season like 2019. That was just a freak season where he had like freakily insane season where he finished third in the MVP vote. It's not going to happen ever again. I know he's with the Blue Jays. He's a solid hitter, but Andrews has is one of the best fielders at shortstop that I throughout my lifetime. I know he's in his early mid 30s, but he still can hit. He's gonna by the end of his career, assuming he plays like 4 more years or so. Um, yeah, around 4 more years, 3.5 to 4 more years of healthy baseball. He should reach 3,000 hits, and I would love to see him do that without not on the Rangers, which is my rival team. I want to see him do it with the A's, and he's got a few, and he's got, and those years will be with the A's. So I'm looking forward to that. He's a very positive attitude. I really just enjoy watching him play. It's kind of like watching it's just like the love of the game. Uh, he's like Baez without really like well, no, he's like a Tatis Jr. but not as good. He's a lesser version of that. The guy can hit. He has the power is what he's missing compared to Tatis, but he's a great fielder, strong arm, very athletic, speedy, and patient hitter. He's a key addition to replace Semien. I think he is a better replacement than Semien, even though Semien finished third in MVP vote just 2 years ago. Also, Semien doesn't. Uh, Semien stayed healthy last year, but he has had problems with health towards the end of seasons, and that's not good. Oh, the A's get Chapman back. They still have Olson. They have Sean Murphy, who's one of the better hitting catchers up and coming. I'm hoping he worked on his defensive skills. Because I am an A's fan, but I'm picking them to go first, basically because they added what was a huge weakness was their bullpen. They had Petit, Diekman, and Hendricks. They did let go of Hendricks. He did not pitch well in the playoffs anyway. And you never play a closer that much money as the White Sox did. If you're a small market team like the A's, they did add. They added Korlak via trade for some prospects. They added. They brought back Petit. They have Hendricks. No, they don't have Hendricks anymore, but I think Diekman's going to take that over. There were a number. I'd have to check the rest of the relievers, but they did add some other big time relievers like Dalton Jeffries. I know he didn't pitch well as a starter last year in like the two starts that he had, but they just threw him out there into the fire. I think he'd make a good relief pitcher. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. For as an A's fan, I'm picking him to go first, but it's still a toss up between them and the Angels. Here's why: the Angels had great bats last year. No, I mean, in general, they had, and it's Pujols' last year, which is probably a good thing for them for like their future as well. But I think that Stassi is gonna explode. He had a great season last season, batting average. He has a great batting average. You got Trout, goes without saying. Rendon goes without saying. Those are some of the best players in general, fielding and hitting, and just they could do it all. I will look for Franklin Barretto. I've seen him play well, other than last year. Last year he was terrible. He wasn't getting consistent at bats, so I think if he can get consistent at bats, he could be scary this year. He's gonna make that jump. He's already a great fielder, great base runner, speed galore, and then also Dustin Fletcher. That guy just gets on. It feels like it's frustrating every time he comes to the plate because he'll be fouling it off. He'll get infield hits. He'll have a weird hop on his when he hits it. He'll get a hit. He's not really a home run hitter, but but that's not his game. He doesn't have to. He's also fast, a great fielder. So, but here's the main thing: they added pitching. They already have most of that in place right there. They have Upton, who's a good RBI hitter. He's getting old. He doesn't hit as average, but he hits for RBIs, not trying to get it. He hits for RBIs more than anything. So if there's runners on in a scoring position, he's just going to advance the runner. That's what he likes to do. He doesn't care about batting average. I think it's like an Omar Infante, if you guys know who that is. Um, oh, or like a Jay Bruce, prime Jay Bruce, like early 2010s. And then you can get, and then look, they got Alex Cobb, great pitcher, former Tampa Bay most notably, but he played for the Orioles, did a really good job last year for the Orioles. And then they got a Quintana. Everyone knows Quintana. White Sox, Cubs, really good pitcher. Definitely their ace right now. They got Heaney, Andrew Heaney, who's really good. They got Dylan Bundy, not to confuse with Ted Bundy, LOL. He's actually a beast too. He is an assassin out there, so look. I guess you can put two and two together. Just kidding. But they also added a bullpen that I like. Let me go check to see what those are, because I remember they added some notable bullpen players that I liked. So I'm gonna go onto my phone and check that because there was such a long list. I don't want to miss any of them. Okay, I can't miss any of them. Oh yeah, I know Tawny's gonna pitch too. But he's also gonna be DHing. Uh, Griffin Canning's all right. But they added in their bullpen. They still have Buttrey, Ty Buttrey, who's a beast. They had Alex Claudio, who's a really good kind of sidewinder ish kind of pitcher. Razel Iglesias, dude, he was a beast for the Reds in those playoffs. Uh, Felix Pena's alright. Barria is pretty good. Oh yeah, and they also added Junior Guerra, who's a beast too. Like one of the better long relievers slash um, setup men. So yeah, that's basically. And Kurt Suzuki's going to teach Stassi how to be even better, is what I also forgot to mention. We're not. We may be seeing a guy named Jared Walsh uh, start for Pujols for a lot of games, so you don't have to worry about Pujols staying healthy because he's not really going to be playing much. Oh, they added Jose Iglesias, who's an underrated hitter and super. I don't know how many Gold Gloves he has, but he is one of the best fielding shortstops dating back to his early days with Detroit. So Juan Lagares, if someone in the outfield gets injured, Joe Adell, Dexter Fowler. These are some names I forgot to say off the bat. This is going to be a stacked team. I think personnel wise and Madden being the manager, I haven't seen him do too well with vets, but I've seen him develop players well. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with this kind of team. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be amazing. And I think that they're going to be amazing. They might take first place from the A's, but I'm getting the A's just to edge them out, just due to the experience of being there, if that makes sense. Just like the A's more consistently make it there, and I feel like they have I don't know. It's probably just me being a homer. In fact, it's going to come down to the A's and Angels. I could easily see both, but I'm picking the A's because I don't want to be a jerk to my own team. So yeah, that's about it. I didn't talk about the Rangers much or the Mariners just because I think they're going to be completely out of it. So yeah, and I do think the Rangers should have traded Lance Lynn last season. I think they were stupid not to trade him. Now they got nothing out of him, basically. So yeah, stupid move on their end, and I so and so that's it for this video.